Self-esteem high like Pluto. Arrogant as fuck, hopping out the Benz Tudo. Up in the club, confidence like a model. Smoking on a swisher, just caught me a bottle. Step to a bitch and she fronted on me.
Hey, this is Joe Vortech with GearWire.com at Movement 2008 in Detroit, Michigan. And we are talking to Drumcell from Droid Behavior out of LA. Droid Behavior is his record label, and you do events as well.
Exactly.
And then it's Drumcell, you're both a performer and a DJ. Why don't you tell us a little bit about all that?
Droid Behavior is a collective of producers. We run a record label out of Los Angeles, and we throw a lot of event promotions, focusing mostly on techno, minimal, and all forms of experimental electronic music, stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself as Drumcell?
Well, just been DJing for a long time in Los Angeles. It's been about, 11 years, 12 years total. Been going around, putting out records a ton. I do a hybrid stuff of halfway DJ set, halfway live performance type thing. Mainly focusing on Traktor DJ Studio and Traktor Scratch, and also using Ableton for effects processor. And, just kind of taking clips and small samples of different audio tracks, mixing them up, using effects processors, doing big build-ups, and making crowds go crazy.
So as a DJ, it sounds like you do a hybrid of kind of, you use one laptop or multiple laptops. You do a hybrid of a kind of a live PA with DJing of music. Now, when you're actually DJing, what programs then do you use for digital DJing?
Well, I'm actually using Traktor Scratch, which is by Native Instruments. It's a great application. I think it's probably one of the only digital DVS systems on the market that gives you the fluctuation that allows you to push DJing the next limit and be able to take something, tracks from other people and music of your own music, and be able to mishmash them and make it completely yours and original for yourself.
Is Scratch like Serato? I think I'm vaguely familiar. I've seen bits about it.
Yeah, it's similar. It's the same technology as DVS technology,
exactly.
Serato system. Yeah. Traktor Scratch, I feel personally, has been much better, simply because built-in effects processors. The audio interface is so much stronger, much better sound quality.
I wanted to ask you about how you thought it was
exactly. I've just noticed in the past, with other interfaces, it was a little more limited. With a Traktor Scratch system, I'm able to use the audio interface for, multiple applications. It's not proprietary like the Serato system for just, DJing or anything. I could use it for Ableton, I could use it for home studio production, and I'm able to just pack it in my bag and travel with it and do some really great things with it. So, yeah, totally.
And so do you use, how many, it sounds like you're doing, oh, sorry. It sounds like you're doing an awful lot during your shows, almost like you're using more than one laptop.
Yeah, well, from time to time we'll use multiple laptops. One, you're running Ableton for effects processor, and another one, just for Traktor and being able to host, tracks and stuff like that and play it. But recently, even with Traktor Scratch, I've been able to run Ableton and Traktor on the same computer and do them on one by minimizing my set a little bit. So it all depends on what I'm doing and what I'm required to do in my middle of my performances.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So what style of music would you say you perform out as? So how would you describe your style, if you will?
Well, I don't think I'd like to pigeon myself, hold myself into one particular style. I guess overall I'd just say techno. I guess these days a lot of people have been following the trend of calling things minimal or something else. To be honest with you, it's all what is right at the right time and place. If it's a chill crowd, we'll start off low and build it up, but you can play anything ranging from really laid back, more minimal stuff to more banging, straight floor to the face techno stuff.
And what are your thoughts on Ableton then?
Ableton's a great application. I use it a lot for studio production as well. Most of the time I'm able to just drop loops into Ableton and not have to time stretch them or anything, be able to make rough sequences, and I use it a lot in my DJ for hosting VST plugins to further push more effects and stuff like that as well. So it's a great application. I love it. I do use a lot of Logic in the studio as well, using a lot of Native Instruments plugins, Battery, Absinthe, Reactor, a lot of stuff like that, and just a whole variety of different VST instruments.
So if you don't mind then my prying further into your live sets, how do it's very interesting. How do you chain exactly Ableton with VSTs into Traktor, Scratch for somebody who might be interested in something like that?
I'm not actually chaining them together.
Yeah.
I'm actually using mostly auxiliary sends and returns on a DJ mixer. I use Allen and Heath, Zone 92 or Zone 3D.
You use a hardware mixer.
Exactly.
And you actually then run multiple outs from either one laptop
exactly.
and out to another.
Yeah, and with Traktor DJ Studio, I'm allowed to use up to 4 virtual decks, so I can load up, 4 different tracks into the system and be able to mix, a bass line from a particular techno track and even get like a really crazy bleepy minimal sound out of another track, add it over another hard tribal track, something like that, and take a vocal from, an old techno track that's kind of nostalgic for people and be able to mix them all together and do some crazy shit with it. So,
super cool.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Any shows you're doing here in Detroit for the event?
I actually played last night already. I played at the Substance Party, which is probably, for me, one of the greatest after parties of the Dem Festival. And it was great turnout. Crowd was rocking out. It's always good to see enthusiastic people in North America that are really looking for techno and be able to do stuff like that.
Well, hey, Drumcell, it was a great talking to you. Thank you for your insights into your live sets and your DJ.
Thank you, man.
Cool.
All right.
And this is Joe Vortech and Movement 2008. GearWire signing off.